Uklamat is eager to attempt the next feat. We've now won keystones from both the Feat of Reeds and the Feat of Gold. Surely that means our approach to the contest was the right one. So it would seem. By continuing to retrace Golul Jaja's journey as presented in the saga, we should find the remaining electors in turn. Then let's visit the giants next. Like Kryl said, the fact that they were searching for the Golden City might mean they know something useful. The home of the Yakoi is in the upper reaches of Urkopacha. Unless you're keen on scaling the cliffs, we'll have to take the long way around, through Kozamauka. This route will take us close to the Moblin village, which is another important location in the saga. Since we'll need all the keystones eventually, it makes sense to pay them a visit while we're passing through. So we call on the Moblins first then. Let's head there right now. I'm afraid right now is going to be a problem. The flight of we wingless, the great stairs leading to the Moblin settlement, collapsed in the storm. What are we to do then? There is an alternative, but it requires preparation. Until it's ready, you could rest at the cabins, or see more of the city, whatever you prefer. Just to be sure, you'll accept any method of travel as long as it gets us to our destination. Of course, who do you take me for? Then as your guide, I will see to the arrangements. That sounds like a premise to go to a dungeon. Well, it seems we have some free time on our hands. Let us make the most of it. I need to get my axe repaired. I nicked the blade pretty badly when I took a swing at Bako Jaja. That reminds me, I never got around to introducing you to Rapli, did I? He's the man in charge of Wachu Meki Meki, and a good person to know. Want to come along? Let's go then. Ready? The markets of Wachu Meki Meki are to the east, on the other side of Bayside Bevy. Uklamat is now accompanying you. Keep her at your side in order to proceed with quest objectives. Yep. The old escort tutorial. Where am I going now? I will just eat it right over. How are you enjoying the expansion? My, the third promise. How might I assist you this fine morning? Well met, Ropli. I need to buff a nasty nick out of my axe blade. Yes, it's been chipped quite terribly. Trying to cleave rocks again, were we? Something like that. Think you can fix it? You stand among Tura's most prestigious gathering of artisans and ask this question? 'Tis child's play. We'll have it repaired for you in 2 shakes of an alpaca's tail. Well, good to hear. I leave it in your capable hands. Who's your companion, if I may ask? This is Rain, a great adventurer I recruited from across the salt. I brought him here to meet you, actually. Thought he might have reason to visit Wachu Meki Meki sooner or later. And allow me to introduce myself. I am Ropli, humble representative of this grand center of trade. A pleasure to meet you, Rain. You there, stop dithering in the shadows and announce your business already. I've seen that man somewhere before. Jean Fontaine or whatever his name is. A jewelry maker you met on the voyage over. Oh, I remember. I spoke with him too. Fontaine? Yes, that was his name. You've been loitering like a flighty admirer who can't pluck up the courage to confess his feelings. Out with it then. Why are you here? That is to say... He's the one that lost his job and was looking for a new job, right? He probably wants to work there. And we're no closer to solving that enigma. I wonder if he could use someone to talk to. I say we go and ask. Let me know by Link Pearl if you find him first. Really? Not down here? I thought I remembered a Jean Fan. Oh, right. He was hiding on the side of one of these piers. Probably right over here. Yep. Fan Jean Tan. You were conversing with Master Ropley. But wait, we've met before, haven't we? On the ship. You found him? Good, I'll be right there. Why did you run off like that? Did you have business with Ropley or not? Please, you needn't concern yourselves with my affairs. I'm undeserving of such attention. Huh? What are you going on about? I beg of you, do not ask me to explain. Do not. Sorry, but the more you tell me not to, the more curious I become. Besides, you look like you need a friend. You are too kind. So be it. I suppose I can share with you a morsel of my misery. Before I came to Aloud, I worked as a goldsmith at the most prestigious jewelry maker in all of Ul'dah, Esthames Aesthetics. Oh, it started off well enough, but as the days passed, everything began to go wrong. Compared to the masterpiece of my talented colleagues, my products were lacking. Mediocre. I lost all confidence. Crippling doubt had possessed me, and any veneer of bravado I tried to put forth soon cracked beneath its weight. Thus did I take ship, hoping to find a fresh beginning on new shores. Yet as you witnessed, I lacked the courage to even approach a potential employer. You stand before a man wallowing in the wreckage of his ill-spent existence. Alright then. You offered a morsel, then served us the full course. You must have really wanted someone to hear your story. If you like, I could try to give you a few words of advice. Then, you have experience with my predicament? Of feeling terribly inadequate compared to your undeniably superior peers? Well, when you put it that way, big relatable for her. Not me, I'm Wuklamat, third promise of Tuliolal. Daughter of the Dawn Servant. Oh, of course, you're a member of the royal family. Please forgive my presumptuousness. But what of you? Have you ever measured your work against that of your colleagues and found yourself wanting? You can't measure your worth by the success of others. How can I not? Should my work not meet the same exacting standards, no new commissions will be forthcoming. What then was the point of my becoming a goldsmith? Looking back, 'twas my father who inspired me to take up the trade. His exquisite creations brought radiant smiles to the faces of his clients, and I admired him deeply for it. But in the course of striving to be as great a goldsmith as him, I lost sight of my original motivation. All I ever wanted was to spread joy through my craft as he did. Perhaps I will give this one last try. Thank you both for reminding me of what is truly important. You can do it, Fan Jean Tan, if I remember the order correctly. What is truly important. Oh, sorry, Rain. I didn't mean to ignore you. But yes, I'm glad to see Fan Zhentan has given himself another chance. Kokomat wonders how Fan Zhentan is getting on. I can't help but wonder if Fan Zhentan will follow through. Let's see if he has actually gone to talk with Ropely. Review bombing on Steam? I don't know it. It was kind of you to come, but you needn't worry. I found my courage. Pray accept my apologies for my earlier behavior. My name is Fan Zhentan, and I am a goldsmith from Ul'dah in faraway Eorzea. I realize this is a bold request, but I should like to continue practicing my trade here in Wachu Meki Meki, if you will have me. I ask only for the opportunity to bring happiness to others with my creations. So that's what it was about. You were looking for work. Consider yourself hired. Wachu Meki Meki is always in need of skilled craftsmen and women. I'll handle the necessary paperwork. Can you start tomorrow? Yes, of course. I must thank you both again for your sage and timely advice. I don't know that I was all that helpful. But you were. Had you not come to speak with me, I would not have had that moment of much-needed self-reflection. The arrangements have been made. Come and meet me at the entrance of High Tide Harbor. Oh, I almost forgot. Do you have my axe ready, Ropely? Ready and waiting. Behold the sublime touch of a Wachu Meki Meki artisan. Oh, it's as sharp as... Oh, it's as sharp and deadly as the first day I held it. Thank you. Well, good luck to you, Fan Zhentan. Let me know if that doubt creeps back in. I'd be happy to talk you out of it. As for us, we should head for the harbor. Wouldn't want to keep Erinville waiting. I assume that very soon I'm going to unlock this dungeon. I assume that's going to be Erinville's idea to deal with this lack of staircase thing. Enough with the secrecy. What's this big plan of yours? Look there. That is my big plan. Yep. What is that? It's a Punutia? She'll be pulling our boat upriver. How do we know she won't thrash about and sink us instead? They're gentle and timid creatures, for the most part. She's unlikely to cause a fuss unless you give her reason to. First alpacas, now punutias. We're relying a lot on animals for this journey. We should be thankful we have an animal expert as our guide then. But did it have to be my old nemesis? Another boat? Well, I took you for someone who was up to the challenge. Was I wrong? Long ago, when fighting still raged between the clans, the inhabitants of Kozamauka rode these riverboats to move swiftly through hostile territory. But the vessels see little use with Tural now at peace, so I was able to borrow one of the few which remain. I did consider a dirigible, but the pilots warned me that the updrafts near the falls would make landing difficult. You said you borrowed one, yet there appear to be several on the water. Kona! Namatia. Traveling up the river, I presume. Seems that way. Does this mean you've earned 2 keystones already? I can't believe how well you've managed despite undertaking the contest alone. I was never alone. I've had my own entourage with me since the beginning. My friends, it's been, well, not that long. Okay, I remember that they were hinting at the fact that these bozos would be competing against us, and now we know who they are sided with. Thancred, Urianger, what are you doing here, besides being dirty traitors? Escorting a promise, the same as you. I'd heard much of the incomparable Archons during my time at the Studium. As soon as the contest was confirmed, I thought who better to recruit to my cause. I contacted the Skalark, who arranged an introduction to these 2 gentlemen. Well, naturally they're supporting the other reasonable candidate. I still think in the end that Kona is going to combine powers with Wuklamat to see that she becomes the Dawn Servant. Now the gang is all here, right? The second promise had specific requirements. They who would be his assistants must boast both proven survival skills and mastery of the arcane arts. Thus did Thancred and I receive the summons. My own studies concentrated on technology which our people could readily use, such as inventions born of magitech or clever engineering. Where magic was concerned, I covered only the foundation. Knowing you 2, I expect you had other reasons for accepting the job. A few. The nation of Tuliyola spans an entire continent. Depending on who wins the throne, the world may be plunged into instability once more. Ever have we striven to preserve peace? Where is our place, if not here and now? We did our due diligence, of course, and made sure of who we were working with before agreeing to this endeavor. He's even more opaque than Urianger at times, but is surprisingly... That's quite enough of that. We must be on our way. Wait, I have one question before you leave. Kona and Wuklamat are vying for the throne. As Kona's entourage, does that mean you're resolved to defeat all his opponents? Including us? We're sworn to do all in our power to win this contest for Kona, even if it means competing against our own comrades. We intend to hold nothing back, and expect you to do the same. And we won't disappoint you. I thought you were taking a boat. If even you have been forced to travel on water, then the others will be doing the same. I'd rather walk than risk confrontation on a leaky barge with no possibility of retreat. It's true that I can't stand boats. But I trust the route Erenville has chosen for us. Leave the handling of the Punutia to me. Should other wildlife attack us, however, I may have difficulty keeping her under control. Do your best to draw them away, as far from the front of the boat as possible. And we shall remain on deck and stand guard, although it may be wise to have at least one of us sit up front with Erenville, just in case. I'd like to stay on the deck. I'm eager to put my pictomancy to the proof. And I'll take any chance to show you that I can hold my own on the battlefield. And Prial will stand on guard with Rain. Hell yeah. I'll keep Erenville company then. With my blade I can respond more quickly to threats than Alphino. If a fight breaks out, I'll try to stay out of your way. And I shall endeavor to provide aid where it is needed. I can do that as well. That should cover most eventualities. Secure your gear and board the boat when you're ready. Yeah. Let the hunt begin. Alright, it took 6 hours, but we made it to a dungeon. The Dawntrail, the Hui Katumu. With 2 keystones now won and her father's historic journey pointing the way, Wuklamat sets her sights on the Moblin settlement perched above the waterfalls of Kozamauka. As misfortune would have it, the wild storm which passed through the region has collapsed the great stairs leading up to the cliffs, leading the resourceful Erinville to arrange an alternative route. A barge-like vessel pulled upriver by a massive yet gentle Punutia. Brace yourself to fight not only the current, but an abundance of fierce wildlife as you forge along Yaktural's mighty Ihui Katumu. The struggle is real to pronounce 50% of this stuff. Oh my goodness, Holy 3 has no weave slots? You got to be kidding me. Maybe it's just because of presence of mind, I'm not sure. Also, I don't know if you've tried Pictomancer at all, Rosie. Super fun. I haven't tried Viper yet, but I've tried Pictomancer. And a bit tragic that I'm not going to be raiding on it. Maybe I will PF with it on my 3rd character. I don't know, I like the part of her personality where... Oh, she's getting spit on by Alpaca. Carrying some trauma. Oh my god, dude. It's gonna take me a while to get used to these cast times. Why is Pictomancer tanking damage insane? Big hammer time. Yeah, understandable. Judging by how it took 6 hours to get to first dungeon, I have a feeling it's going to be a bit. Probably over 40 hours. Better to 300, 310 glares better, really? I don't remember that being how it works, but okay. Rakujaja talking lot of shit. Crippling our boat was a cowardly move. But at least we can fight more than one pack at a time now, right? Do you move on White Mage? I mean, how do you move on White Mage if there's nothing to heal? Oh, I guess you have to apply your dot, which I need to do at the moment. Okay. That is not the raid wide. But there is damage coming from it at least. This boss doesn't deal very much damage. Okay, I guess they all heard me and they were like, "Oh, you want the damage?" 650. I'll just read it. Oh, I've got Glare 4 now. I might need to remap this somewhere else besides V. Glare 4, glare 4, glare 4. Okay, you only get 3 of them. Got it, got it. Easy peasy. Blood for the blood lily. I thought this was targeted. I didn't realize that it's just random. Those columns. Alright, I have to place the lily. Oh damn. At least we got the proc from it at least. Gonna die. Oh shit, 243 HP. 242 more than I need. Giga Gaming.
This is as far as we can go on foot, it seems. We'll have to head back and see about fixing the boat.
Hey! Everyone all right?
I was worried we might not catch up to you. Those caverns you traversed were dug by the Yakui in their search for gold. Remnants of their excavations can be found throughout this region. While I appreciate the lesson, O wise guide, are we landing this boat anytime soon? Our river journey is almost over. For proof of that, you need only look ahead. Falls were impressive enough from a distance, but it's almost too much now. Yes, amazing. Now, please let me off. No. No more boats. Are you? Oh, you're not alright. I should be surprised if she was. Even without the nausea, we're all spent. There is a mountain shelter nearby, a resting spot for those who've ascended the stairs. I suggest we make use of it. That would be a welcome respite. Have you the strength for a short walk, Wuklamot? We can rest along the way, too. Damn it all. A promise is meant to lead from the front, not mule and moan like a sick kitten. Wuklamot. Ignore me. It's the nausea talking. I'm fine, really. Lead on. I'll follow. Very well, but if I might say one thing. Just because you're a promise or a claimant for the throne doesn't mean you can't be seen to struggle. You needn't bear this burden alone, so please don't hesitate to talk to us. We're always willing to lend an ear. But Kryl, Everyone's allowed to be weak sometimes. Leaning on others is a skill all leaders require. I like that. You as well, Rain. I've always believed this is my problem alone, but perhaps you have the right of it. Right, I'll talk about things. Just give me a moment to collect my thoughts. Of course, as long as you need. We'll be waiting at the shelter when you're ready. Going on like this, I mean, the context is totally different, but I'm reminded a lot of going on the pilgrimage with Yuna in Final Fantasy X, from temple to temple. Only instead of collecting Aeons, we are collecting keystones, right? And instead of Yuna, it's Wuklamot. But just like Yuna, she's got a lot of conflict and doubt in herself. I've long felt that I could never tell anyone when I was confused or hurting, that admitting to weakness would bring shame to Papa's name. But if you say you're willing to listen, then there are things I'd like to talk about. Come on, let's catch up to the others. Alright, I think I'm going to attune to this Aetheryte, and that's going to be it for tonight. 6.5 hours deep. Started a bit later than I would have liked to have today. But I'll try to get at least this much done tomorrow. And hopefully we see more than one dungeon. Okay, we back. What's up, Wook? Now that I've decided to share, I feel so nervous. This place is called Many Fires for the constant stream of peddlers and travelers who make camp here after climbing the stairs. This side of the region is so different from where the Hanu live. The striking colors of the vegetation alone is very pretty. This seems a cozy spot for Wuklamot to let her guard down. I know it can't be easy for her. Now here's the thing, if I could, I wouldn't talk to Alphanode, but he's the only one we have to talk to, so we can't skip him. Such. We should stop here for the night. I understand the desire to rush ahead, but we need to recuperate from our punishing river adventure. Then let's settle in. We'll need a cooked fire, and there's meal preparation to be done.
I've been meaning to ask, but how does one become the adopted child of the Dawn Servant?
I was but a ball of fuzz at the time, so I don't remember much. My earliest memories are of life in the palace. All I know is that I was born in Ikbrash, a village in Yaktel. But I've never bothered to return there.
I need to remember that in Tural, X is Sha. At least it seems to be in many cases. Sha, Ikbrash.
As far as I'm concerned, Ulul Jaja is my only parent.
I quite understand. I have no memories of my birth parents either. For a while, I wanted to learn who they were. But over time, that curiosity waned. Galuf was my dear grandfather, and he was all I needed.
So our situations were quite similar. Even though Papa already had a trueborn son, he raised me and Kona with no less love.
This kinship forming between Kryl and Wuklamata is kind of cute.
One time, I'd wandered off alone into the forest and gotten lost. Before I became a meal for some beast, Papa dropped everything and came to my rescue. I was scared and sobbing and ready for a scolding, but the head of resolve praised me for surviving the ordeal. I did get my lecture from the head of reason, though. He went on and on about the dangers of the jungle and all the horrible ways I could have died. Growing up, Papa was kind and patient, but a tyrant when it came to training. Now, of course, I realize he was preparing me for my duties as a promise. For all the good it did. There's so much I failed to learn about my own country. Whether it's alpacas or ihihana, I hardly know anything. I've lived such a sheltered life, yet convinced myself I understood Tural and its people. I don't have Kona's education, or Zoralja's strength. I'm all bluff and bravado, not fit to bear my title.
Can't measure your worth by the success of others, or why do you want the throne? Also, hello, Terry. I feel like Final Fantasy X, like going on this pilgrimage with Wuklamot to all the various places.
Why? Because my father built a nation where everyone can live in peace, and I want to keep it that way. I think I see what you're saying. My reasons for joining the contest have nothing to do with my brothers. It's always been about the Turali and what I can do for them.
You said it yourself. How important it is to properly know something. To hear the voices of others, empathize with how they feel, and think how best to serve. In so doing, you'll come ever closer to being the person you wish to be.
I'm sorry, everyone. I've been a fool. From this moment on, I'll stop trying to be the promise I'm not. I won't feign strength to hide my weaknesses. Step by step, I'll learn all there is to know and love about Tulihyolal and my fellow Turali. It might not be the smoothest path, but it'll be a path of my own making.
They really made Wuklamat so wholesome.
I will find the City of Gold for all of us, along with the answers you seek about your grandfather, Kryl. I swear.
I appreciate it, Wuklamat. But you needn't take on that burden as well. Galuf Baldessian dedicated his life to protecting people from all manner of threats. As his granddaughter, I wouldn't wish to endanger others for the sake of a personal investigation. So let's just concentrate on winning the contest. We have a shared goal, and, if at all possible, I'd rather we enjoy the journey.
Hear, hear. We are companions on the same road, bound for the same destination. With our combined talents, nothing will stop us from reaching the Golden City.
Thank you. Thank you all. I am proud to call you my friends.
I'm also really enjoying the dynamic between Wuklamata and Aaronville. Meanwhile, in the Second Promises camp.
Thank you. Thank you all. I am proud to call you my friends.
They seem to be enjoying themselves. Are you sure you don't want to go and say a word to your sister?
Nay, there is no need for that.
So far I like Kona. My suspicion is that in the end he will wind up aligning with Wuklamat against the other two to support her bid, but that's just my guess. But I also wonder if he's about to start doing some sussy stuff that will make me not like him as a character.
But what of you two? Wuklamat's allies are your comrades. It must feel strange to be rivals.
Helping you has made us rivals, aye. But we're not about to break into fisticuffs over it.
This didn't really surprise me too much, because I remember they were hinting towards Urianger and Thancred supporting someone else in this contest earlier in the MSQ during Endwalker, but I am excited to rubbeth Urianger's faceeth inneth it.
Unless, of course, it is a matter of winning or losing the contest. Then I'll have no qualms about putting Alizé on her rear.
Despite our long history, never have I been given the chance to test myself against our companions. The thought stirreth within me a most unexpected sense of competition.
Lamachi has surrounded herself with distinguished figures indeed. One of the Studium's finest graduates, the head of the students of Bardessian. And then, there's Eorzea's vaunted champion. If he's half the hero you say, then the odds are stacked against us. Not that I've any intention of bowing out. Our time in Urkelpacha only served to strengthen my resolve. We saw how a single storm cut off the alpaca roots and threw my people's lives into disarray. Such uncertainties are why I advocate for the adoption of Sharlayan innovations, that Tuli Yolal might know greater stability and prosperity. Our nation can change for the better, and I will be the man to change it.
Well, it's a start. I imagine your experiences on this journey, all the things you'll hear and feel and think, will help you refine that approach. But to return to the subject of the rite, I'm a touch concerned by the condition for victory. The claimant who breaks the seal becomes Dawn Servant, not the one who performed the 7 feats first.
The would-be victor need only possess the 7 keystones.
That is correct. As the contest wears on, we must brace ourselves for greater conflict.
Hello, Hattie. I do find it... Oh, meanwhile, with the first promise.
Your rivals still lag behind. The second and third
The
promise
true
may have
son.
recruited competent lackeys, but none compared to you. How can they hope to compete with the resilient son? The only child ever sired by a two-head. Only the ignorant or foolish could fail to see that you were born to be Dawn's servant.
Such titles mean nothing.
I neglected to mention. When I first heard the rumors that the contest involved the Golden City, I spoke in confidence with Gulul Jaja's inner circle. They all agreed on one thing. Whoever reaches the City of Gold will attain a power so great, it can dictate the course of history. If this power truly exists, then I humbly beg a fair share of it.
I mean, I think just being leader of Tural alone will... It gets implied in the duty, but...
Time is passing, and I would put my plans in motion without delay. The useless tool is cast aside after all. And just so there is no misunderstanding, you consent to this course, no matter who is made to suffer.
In battle, everyone bleeds. The Dawn's promise is no exception.
I mean, I guess they've kind of tried to lay out his reason, and maybe there will be more development on it, but it just seems like such an insane plan. I'm going to make everyone suffer, like by taking them to war so that they can appreciate peace. When we already have peaceful times, even if there's some petty squabbling. So we need to find out more about Zoral Ja and his motives, because right now they're a bit strange. There has to be more to it, right?
What better lesson to teach our people the folly of war?
Not to mention he's kind of callous.
I was hoping for a good scrap, but this bloated sack of bile was no challenge at all.
I
wonder if the house cat is dead yet. Be a shame to lose a plaything, but we'd still have 2 more.
If I may ask, Chosen One, what are your plans for Tuliyollal after you take the throne?
Plans? What makes you think we care about all that?
We care only about the contest and proving our superiority.
That would surely please Mother and Father.
Yes, and when we become Dawn's servant, we'll drive out the weakling masses and invite our king to live in the city.
Fine idea! Our family deserves better than that rotten jungle. But do it then. We must catch up to that one-headed pretender and remind him of the natural order.
I made it.
I thought we were missing someone. Where have you been?
I wonder, is he going to kill this guy for being weak?
Oh, I feared I was done for when I fell from the boat. Yet, somehow I made it. Oh, my arms, I can barely lift them. If I could just rest a moment.
You expect us to wait for you? Those who can't keep up will be left behind. My brother has spoken. March, or be fodder for the beasts.
Less cruel than I imagined, to be honest.
But I followed the teachings. Everything I've done, everything I've sacrificed, all has been for the blessed seedlings. Wait. Don't leave me behind! I'm begging you!